All right, so before we get into the actual offer that we're making, just know like the majority of why people get told no and why stuff doesn't sell. So if you've tried to sell things in the past and you have like a lot of pain associated, or if it's like, oh, like I don't think I can charge that much, or oh, I tried kind of that in the past and people didn't want it and it's just awkward and I hate when people say no. Here's why. Most people's offer just sucks. I'm not gonna lie. Like that's why people say no. That's why they said no, or that's why you're not able to charge what you want. It's because your offer sucks. I'm so sorry to tell you that. And remember when I said like price whenever you want. Oops, I did it this way. Whenever you want price to be here, you just need to make value here or above. That's it. So when it comes to your offer, like we have to actually take time and think about what the heck we're offering, and then make it really, really, really cool and sexy, right? So Dan Kennedy had a saying. He said, if your offer isn't good enough for somebody to get out of bed in the middle of the night in a snowstorm, right, and drive 30 miles to go stand in line to get it, it's not good enough. I'll say it again. If your offer is not good enough for somebody to get out of bed in the middle of the night in a snowstorm, drive 30 miles to stand in line to get it, it's not good enough. Think about that. Is your offer good enough for somebody to do that? Probably not. Probably not. So, really, it's not that hard to craft a really good offer. And actually, I've given you a script to create like the world's best offer. So you're welcome. It's going to make you tens, if not hundreds, if not millions of dollars over time. Tens or hundreds of thousands is what I meant, not tens of dollars. It is going to make you like $30. No, it's going to be tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars over time. That's how good it is. We just got to keep using it. Okay. So there's three components to making an offer worthy of somebody doing all the whatever stuff I talked about. And it's three components. It's the hook, the story, and then the actual offer. Okay, so what they're actually getting. So I'll just kind of like real quick, bam, 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 hit all three. And then I actually have a video of me walking through the entire discovery process with a couple amazing people who this was completely new to. So if it's completely new to you, you have to watch that video, and you can see the entire process and how I asked certain questions and why, and like none of it was scripted. It was 100% raw and real, and it took a little while, but like we got the perfect hook, the perfect story, and then the perfect offer because of all of that. So you need to watch that, but if it's new to you. But anyway, I'll just kind of briefly go over the three components. So the hook is something that is sort of sexy and that is like attention grabbing. So I compare it to, like, let's say that we had a booth at an event. People were walking by all day long. Like, what's sexy that can grab them and kind of hook them in? For me, one of the best examples is just I sell this book for $2,000, right? Like that in itself is a really sexy hook that makes people think, $2,000 for a book? Wait, what? Right? So like it can be like something like that, or I've got another person I just helped with their hook. They this gal's name is Jessica. She's awesome, and she sells digital advertising and marketing services, and that is about as like unsexy as it gets, and bland as it gets, and boring as it gets. And we were at this mastermind together, and like 5 minutes prior to her telling her like what she sells and like putting us all to sleep kind of, she talked about how she was telling her story about how she was involved in 4 bank robberies. Now she wasn't the robber, right? She was like crazy luck. So she worked as a teller at a bank and they got robbed 3 times, right? So she I don't think she was ever the one that was actually robbed. And then the 4th time she was just a customer that happened to be there when the robber came in. So she's just like, this is crazy story. And then she met her husband while the bank was getting robbed because he was another teller, and he kind of like grabbed her and like saved her and like all this stuff. I'm just thinking like, oh my gosh, like that's the coolest story ever. Like that is your hook, right? Like, do you ever talk about that? No. Okay, you should. Like, here's the headline I'm thinking in my mind. Like, what getting robbed at a bank 4 times helped me discover about XYZ. Right? Like that's an eye-catching headline, right? Like if you had that booth at that event and like you had like bank robber stuff all over your booth, like I would be like, what is going on? This is like crazy. I would like stop and look and want to know. That's a hook. That's an amazing hook. Okay, so the hook is designed 100% to just get somebody's attention and just get them into you. Like my goat farming thing, that's also a really good hook, right? Because like everybody loves goats, everybody like loves farmers mostly. Like it's just a cool thing. And then like a goat farmer, like running like a tech like online marketing company, like those whoa, those don't really match. It's like what, like huh? And people just pay attention, and it's my hook, right? So you need to have a hook, and sometimes your hook can play. It ties into your story too. So that's the cool part. So for Jessica, her hook and her story are very one and the same. Like they play well together. But now your story, basically all your story is just why you're selling them what you're selling them. Because immediately people's literally the first thing they think of when you sell something to them is, oh, you're just selling to me so that you can make money. That's it. That's why you do this, right? And it's just like it's kind of deflating, right? The reality is you're probably selling them the thing because you want to help them, right? Like now after having your client-centric mission, it's 100% game on. That is why. But like they don't think that. Us as consumers, we're conditioned to think everybody's out to get us, right? We've been scammed before. I've been scammed before. You've been scammed before. It sucks. I don't like it. There are a lot of people out there that are selling shit just to make money. I can promise you that. I've seen it a million times. But we are different. That's the thing. So that's where our story comes in. Like we have to have a really cool, sexy story to just justify why we're selling them, right? So for me, my story, it's got to be true though, right? It's got to be true. We're marketers, we can spice things up, but like it's got to be true. Come on, I can't tell a lie. Like I can't keep a secret. I can't lie. I'm a dang farmer, but I can spice stuff up and make it sexy, right? So my story, as you already know, is I've got many, but like one of them, the majority of why you're here is because it took me 10 years to finally figure all this out, right? I got scammed by a million different shiny objects. I went to Taco Bell, got my card declined. I tried to process elimination, all this crap, all these shiny objects, never was able to make it. Crashed and burned, or I burnt out as a freelancer, crashed and burned at building a team because I didn't have a why. Like all those stories come back to why you landed here. I am not here to get rich off of you watching this, right? That'll probably happen because I have a client-centric mission to serve you, right? And it's funny, you make more money that way, even though that's not what you want, like that's not what you're setting out to do. But the point is the story makes it believable. Like, and it's true. Like, I wouldn't be making this video right now if it wasn't to help you, if I hadn't gone through those experiences, if I didn't watch people continue to get stuck in these like ruts, right? So what's your story? So you got to get your hook, your story, and then the offer. I'm not going to go into the offer because I'm actually going into it in length in the next video when I go through and walk through with my two amazing guinea pigs. They were great, by the way, and they were like, I wish you could have seen the reaction. Like the next day, I think they were kind of processing everything at the time, but the next day they were like both in tears and like the level of gratitude. They said they've spent over 25 grand on mentors in the last year and have been let down constantly. They're to the point where they're not sure how they're going to pay the bills and all this like just really scary stuff, and like they just that changed their life, and I'm so excited for them. So anyway, that's what I want for you. So make sure you have a really sexy, awesome hook that gets people's attention. Make sure your story is relevant and it ties into why the heck you're selling what you're selling to them and why you chose them, all this other stuff, right? And then we'll give you the template for the offer. It's going to be like, once you read through that, you're going to be like, okay, this dude right here just gave me the money. Okay, so make sure you do this stuff. All right, love you guys.